number 2.
All right.
Now we have come down
to the final two.
This was possibly the most heated debate that me and Lexitron had for the past few weeks.
This was a very, very hard decision. Both of these figures were so impressive. Both of these figures were amazing. The fact that we got both of these guys in the same year is
It's quite
great.
Impressive.
And the decision, who gets spot number 1 and who gets spot number 2, it came down to some very fine
details. And some of you might disagree with. Correction, a lot of you will probably disagree with us on this.
Yeah,
but we were looking at this from a much wider perspective, and we hope that you understand our decisions.
Hopefully, you will understand and respect
our
decision.
All right, so no holding back now. Number 2 is the Toys R Us exclusive Masterpiece Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime.
What can be said about this guy that hasn't been said already? This dude is the definitive G1 Optimus Prime.
This is the ultimate Optimus Prime. This is the most perfect incarnation we will ever see of Optimus Prime. I mean, technically he is a 2011 mold.
Another reason why he's number 2.
Yeah. But this is the 2012 paint job. The Hasbro version is much more cartoon accurate. The colors are
much richer.
Exactly what they were on the show. I mean, you look at this figure in person and it's like Optimus walked out of the TV show into your living room. It's just gnarly to look at this guy. He's perfect. He's so clean. He's sleek. The transformation echoes G1.
Loosely.
And it's well, it's a lot more complicated than that, but it still kind of follows the same rhythm. It's not overly complicated for a masterpiece. All of his accessories are really well planned out, really well thought out. He just is fantastic, but he's not number 1 for a couple reasons.
The first reason being that this guy was an exclusively picked toy. This is a guy that only real collectors went after. People like
kids are not going to pick this.
Kids wouldn't get him. When I was a kid, if I remember, I was about 10, and I went to a Toys R Us and I saw the 25th anniversary Masterpiece Optimus Prime. I asked my parents for it. They said there was no way they're going to pay that much for a Transformer for me. Ironically, they actually got me Unicron that time.
But the thing that keeps him from being number 2 is, that there are some little just nitpicky issues with the transformation that I find a little annoying. But for the most part, he doesn't have that mass appeal. This is for hardcore adult collectors. That's what this guy is for. This is for people like us. This is not everything. This is not something that people all across.
This is not something that was universally sought after.
Yeah, this is something people who were very serious about Transformers, they knew about it and they sought it out. This wasn't anything that was massively advertised, right? This is a collector's piece.
He's a collector's piece.
And that's why he's number 2.
But now we come down to the serious number.
Serious.
We have reached the last one. And like we said, we chose this one simply because of how universally sought out he was. And not only that, because he is a legitimately amazing figure.
We sat down and we talked about this, and we were talking about this guy versus the Masterpiece Prime, and we could find no flaws with this figure whatsoever. We could not come up with any negatives for this figure whatsoever.
This is by far the best Transformer we've gotten in years, which is why number 1 Transformer is the Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise, Arachnid. Oh God, no! I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong one. I'm so sorry.
You nearly ruined the video,
I'm sorry. Okay.
Focus.
I'm sorry. And the number 1 Transformer of 2012 is the Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise, Viacon.
Steve's. The red shirts.
These guys are the red shirts you get. They are the most fan-favorited character in the entire Transformers toy line, the series. Transformer in general, people love this guy. I've never seen a Transformer more sought out than in my entire collecting life.
Especially a Transformer that on on the show doesn't have a name, doesn't have a personality. There are a million of them. They die, a million of them die per episode. They don't, they're just not important characters.
They aren't. They're literally filler characters.
They're expendable.
They were the highly expendable characters, yet they were the fan favorites.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted one. And you're probably wondering why this one. Well, one, like we just said, and two, if you look at this guy and then you look at his original predecessor, the first edition, so many things that were... It was a good figure. Don't get me wrong, it was a good figure.
But this one is so much better. They took what was good about the first edition and just improved upon it so much. And again, another example, Hasbro, again, outdoing Takara. What's going on? What's up with this? This never happens. I mean, I'm happy.
This was a good year for Hasbro.
Yeah, this figure has no kibble whatsoever. Robot mode and vehicle mode are both flawless and cartoon accurate. The color scheme, the attention to detail, the mold, everything about this figure was well thought out, well planned, well executed. The transformation is so much fun with the folding feet. It was really clever.
It's a clever transformation. Everything about this guy is...
And nothing rocked the Transformers community more this year than trying to get one of these. Nobody could find one.
This guy, if you found him in a store, you had to stop, take 3 steps back, and replay what you just did because you couldn't process finding him.
The only for months, the only way you could find one is you could find one for $50 on eBay. The thing with the Viacon, just everybody had to have one. Everybody,
children, collectors, anyone.
He just appealed to
everyone. I have friends who aren't even Transformers fans, and when I showed them this guy, they fell in love with him. They thought he was amazing.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why he is a superior Transformer to the Masterpiece Optimus, because he just caused everybody to just go crazy over this figure.
Just look at this guy.
Just look at him. Look at little Steve.
This is one of the first times in a long time that I've ever considered a Transformer to be perfect.
That is something very hard for both of us to admit.
Because I nitpick everything.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every Transformer I get, he gets... There's always something that's just not quite right about the figure, or they could have done better. Nothing with this guy. This guy is flawless. This guy is the best Transformer of 2012. So, we hope you enjoyed our little show for you. We wish you guys very Merry Christmas and a very happy apocalypse. And this is Unicronobot.
And Lexatron.
Signing off.